Hey guys, what to do? Welcome to another episode of Outlandish Reviews. This week I am doing it solo dolo. You know what I'm saying? Empty Heart has a busy time, busy schedule right now. So unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, we're doing this alone. But yeah, so we're talking about Tower of God. And this for me right now is a new age of anime. You know what I'm saying? This is a new chapter. You know what I'm saying? Like the Naruto era is gone. The DBZ era is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like I know they still both have running shows, but like those eras are gone. The One Piece era, I mean that shit is kind of forever, but like that's low key kind of gone too. You know what I'm saying? This right here is the new phase of animation. This is like, and it's weird because we just had a new phase with like My Hero Academia. You know what I'm saying? What's a Demon Slayer? That was a new era, right? And right now we're bringing a new age, bro. A new age completely. This is unique, a completely new world from all of that, because this is the first time ever that a manhwa or webtoon has been turned into an anime. Shout out to Crunchyroll. Shout out to Webtoon. And shout out to our author, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit. So last month, I caught up to the whole webtoon. You know what I'm saying? Minus the paid chapters, so I'm technically 3 chapters behind. But I caught up to the whole webtoon, 400 something chapters of the thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to review this show as soon as it dropped. I also wanted to support the show when it dropped. You know what I'm saying? I really wanna, because I love webtoon. I read webtoon. I enjoy webtoon. I wanna, actually be a contributing member when it comes to the growth of what of this new thing, right? This new brand new, just a new phase, bro. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Tower of God, man. All I can say is if you read the webtoon, you already know this shit fire as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't, well, this might be your introduction. Episode 1. Man, I actually think it does a better job at certain things than the actual webtoon did for episode 1. Because it covers like 3-4 chapters, I think, around that. And since I read it quite recently, I can remember it pretty clearly. There's a few minute detail changes that I noticed that I think better the story or give us more information, because I think the author is heavily involved, so it allows for him to explain things better than maybe he did initially. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like animation gives an author that chance to like explain certain shit better than they did initially. Like, you know what I'm saying? When my shit becomes an animation, that's what I finna be doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's excuse me, episode 1. First of all, the music, bro, that blew me the fuck away, bro. It's one of the few animes where the music is like, there's that opening 7, Naruto Shippuden opening 7, when Jiraiya died. That's like a legendary opening. I think this opening right here is gonna be legendary, because man, the music, bro, throughout the whole episode is impeccable. It's weird, it's eerie, it's like a mixture of like modern with like old with like future with like, it's such an interesting sound, bro. The aura around it, the vibes, it doesn't disrupt you from the story, but it makes you like immerse extra deep into the shit. Like, I'm trying to watch it as somebody that, let's say, if you've never read Tower of God before, and like, just, it's a weird world. Like, it seems very confined, and then it just blows up and becomes huge. And it just, I think the atmosphere, the perfection of the atmosphere, was phenomenal throughout episode 1. The voice acting, I loved every voice. Hidan, great choice on Hidan, great choice on Evan, great choice on Yuri, great choice on Bam, and fucking phenomenal choice on Rachel. She's actually the opening narration of the story, and I like that it explains that it is their story. You know what I'm saying? Her story of climbing the tower, and his story of him trying to get to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is impeccable, bro. Impeccable. The art, I was very unsure of the art when I first saw the trailers. I was like, it looks kind of choppy. I think most of the animation is at 12 frames per second. I think, norm, it's kind of like, I don't know if you saw Spider-Man, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. They switch between 12 and 24 frame rates, depending on who is swinging on the webs. But this one, so sometimes it feels choppy. This one is a little choppy, admittedly, but I like the art style. I think the drawing is really beautiful. It gives it a different feel than anything else you'd watch. You know what I'm saying? I think the drawing is very nice. The coloring, it has like a texture to it that isn't so visible in episodic anime. You know what I'm saying? So that was something great to see. Now I do hope that the next season will be at 24 frames because I think it will make it smoother. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case, but it's definitely choppy. So I'm assuming that it's at 12 frames or definitely a lower frame rate than 24. You know what I'm saying? Because it's visibly obvious that it's slightly choppy. But the introduction, you know what I'm saying? It does a great job of actually tying in the intro of the show. I think it's slightly confusing, but I mean, so is the actual webtoons intro in the first place, and it's actually probably a bit more confusing in the webtoon than it is in the show. And I think they do a really good job of switching things slightly around so that you get a sense of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel too lost. It introduces you to many characters in episode 1. Hidan, I don't know if I don't want to say anything about Hidan, I suppose. Hidan, Evan, Yuri, you know what I'm saying? Kun, although I don't think you hear his name, but the blue-haired guy, that's Kun. Rak, the crocodile-looking fella. And we meet Anak briefly. That's the green lady with the sword, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, yeah, I mean, it's an introduction episode. But again, the music blew me away. It's interesting actually how they show the setting. I think they did a really nice job of showing the setting and the mysteriousness around the tower. Everything seemed very mysterious. It seemed like anything unlike anything I've ever seen in an anime. You know what I'm saying? The world just looked different, bro. And I really wanted that to come across because the Tower of God has a very unique world. It's a very strange world. You know what I'm saying? So it really came across nicely in episode 1. I think the animators and the team did a great job. Whoever helped write the story or, you know, write the script or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or the narration, the fucking... You know what I'm saying? Did a great ass job, bro. That shit fire as hell. I definitely thoroughly enjoyed that shit. It is something I would highly recommend. If you're a fan of animation, anime, webtoons, please go watch this shit, bro. This shit is on a whole different planet, bro. A new era of anime is here, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to support it. I'm not a huge fan of God of High School, but I'm gonna watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? Noblesse, I hated how it ended or how it got towards the end. I'm gonna watch it when that comes out because I want to support these shows so that we get justice for them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully one day we get hardcore leveling warrior. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's really like wow, bro. I'm impressed. I was. You know, I thought because I recently read it because normally like it takes me ages to forget things. I hate rewatching movies. Like I just watched Westworld season 3 and I refused to rewatch season 2 even though I could barely remember. I just looked at the shortest recap I could find, figure the rest out, man. Like I hate rewatching shit. I hate reading shit I watched or watching shit I read. You know what I'm saying? But I did that for this. I've done that for Akira where I read all 3,000 chapters and then watched the movie. Because I really wanted to know it. You know what I'm saying? I was also trying to impress a girl, you know what I'm saying? But for this, I read it because I wanted to review it, but I wanted to know it thoroughly. I wanted to be able to talk about character traits thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? But I absolutely love this shit, bro. It's fire. And yeah, man. I mean, what happens in the intro? I suppose we meet Bam and Rachel, and it's weird to explain because like it's just such a strange show. Like one of them like falls, like not falls, but like is transported to like another world. You know what I'm saying? And that world is the tower, right? And the boy Bam didn't want the girl Rachel to go. You know what I'm saying? But she wanted to discover the stars, you know what I'm saying? Because basically they were both trapped in this hole. Well, he was trapped there for like longer, it seemed, right? From episode 1. I'm not going to spoil it, so I'm not only going to talk about it or interpret from the viewpoint of watching the anime episode 1. That's it, you know what I'm saying? But basically, he he basically like is discovered in this cave that he's been living in for, it seems, all of his life. He doesn't remember anything. He has no memory or recollection of what or where he was before the cave. And this girl Rachel finds him in this cave, and obviously I think some time passes by, and she's teaching him about stuff like the stars and shit like that, and then he starts learning how to speak properly and just being more normal. And then she's sick of staying in the cave in the dark, right? She wants to see the stars, you know what I'm saying? So she wants to go to this tower, right? Obviously he like, what the fuck is this tower, you know what I'm saying? But she ends up like, when she's on her way to try to get there. I don't know if you can even like get there, but she was like gonna find a way to get there, and he tries to like pull her back, and she trips and they fall on top of each other. And then she says, I have to go, bam, you know what I'm saying? I gotta dip out of this bitch, bro, you know what I'm saying? So then she just falls into the tower, or the tower pulls her in, and he cries and cries and is like, nah, bro, I need to find my Rachel, you know what I'm talking about? So he then opens, or like the tower doors open for him, you know what I'm saying? And then he walks in, or he like floats into that bitch. And that's when he meets Hidan, and Hidan, is giving him a test, but it's seemingly giving him a much harder test than he's supposed to, because he's an irregular, whatever that is. I suppose we'll probably discover that somewhere later down the line. And basically, well, obviously I know what it is, but if you ain't seen the shit, if you ain't read the shit, you don't know what that is. So I'm gonna talk like as if I ain't know the shit either, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, as an irregular, so he's like, hey, he's an irregular, and we meet Yuri, cause my boy is like fearless, like there's a big ass eel, and the dude Hidan, who's taking the test, this weird creature, he's like, yo, you gotta like beat that nigga and burst that ball, you know what I'm saying? Or you just gotta burst that ball. And there's a big ass eel looking creature there, and shit looks scary as a motherfucker. And he's like explaining like, oh, but if you're too scared, he's talking and shit, and he just runs, bro. Bam, he's just sprinting towards that motherfucker like nigga about to go die, you know what I'm saying? And then we did meet this girl who seems to be a princess of Jihad, whatever that is, and Kung Fu chops this motherfucker in the head with a kick, you know what I'm saying? This guy drops like, oh shit, bro, you hurt me, cuz, you know what I'm saying? And then basically that, she gives him a weapon to help him do the test, because she doesn't want him to die, and he almost dies anyway, but he manages to survive, and then goes to the second floor, or the first floor, I don't know, he goes to the second floor I think, and then there's grass and there's rack and those people killing each other, like a guy with this four-armed motherfucker looking like Ben Tennyson, you know what I'm saying? He pulled up about to chop Bam's head off, and then somebody shot that dude 4 times in the arrow. That was a lit ass saying, I ain't gonna lie. Then that person was aiming his arrow at Bam, then he got shot up with a sniper, went flying, you know what I'm saying? Because the test in the second floor is basically there's 400 people, and you have to bring it down to 200 people, so people are killing each other, you know what I'm saying? It's just man, it's like a Hunger Games type feel, you know what I'm saying? It's vibe, bro. I'm really fucking with this shit right now, bro. I think even if I didn't read the webtoon, I think I would have loved this episode, and it would have taken me away and made me want to watch more of it. Definitely a phenomenal show so far, you know what I'm saying? I think episode 1 is an 8 out of 10 for me, you know what I'm saying? Check that shit out. I'm actually gonna leave the link in the description, ladies and gentlemen, because it's free. It's available for free on Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll and Webtoon I think co-funded this show, so phenomenal. It's really, really popular on Webtoon, with millions of readers and 21 million likes, so it's definitely, but it's been out there for like 5 years now. Great show to start watching. You can't binge it, unfortunately, because they ain't doing that Netflix bullshit, although I would actually low-key I'd prefer that, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, if that shit sounds interesting to you, I'll check it out. The first 2 episodes are out, but the second episode is not yet available for free. But if you like anime and love watching anime, English subbed or dubbed, etc., they are official licensees of these shows. So that means if you're paying them and you're watching shows that you love, what that means is you paying the creators, you paying the people that are probably underpaid. And instead of just, if you can find a show on Crunchyroll, please watch it on Crunchyroll, because if you're pirating it, you're not helping the creators, you're not helping these people that are spending hours and hours of the fucking hard work doing this shit to entertain you, to keep you entertained, and you ain't adding no value to them. You just enjoying it for yourself. So if you can, again, look, I understand if you cannot find that shit anywhere, that's fair. But if you can find it on Crunchyroll, please watch it on Crunchyroll or any other websites where it is licensed officially. You can also pay for Crunchyroll. There's a 14-day free trial. You can watch whatever you want on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So please do use Crunchyroll if you're gonna watch this show. I'm gonna put the exact link in the description for you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys will check this shit out. A new era, a new age of anime is among us, and I'm so excited for it because webtoon stories are actually drastically different from manga stories. To be honest, they're very, very different. They have a different personality, a different vibe to it. They feel more modern. They feel more like new age, and the music actually in this represented that. The music is very modern, it's very futuristic mixed with modern times of rap, or like, you know what I'm saying, rap is the biggest genre in the world right now, so it makes sense, you know what I'm saying, or at least in America, but it's definitely the biggest genre is around, you know, one of the biggest genres in the world, but you know what I'm talking about. So like the rap music is like different rap music. I don't know, it's weird, bro. It's fire, bro. But definitely check that shit out, man. And yeah, man, I hope that's really all I can tell you about one episode, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go check that shit out. Make sure to check that shit out. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. This is Outlandish Reviews.